Hi guys, welcome to Essentialist's Guide for Basic Constructed Decks in Hearthstone. We're putting together these videos for anyone who's reached level 10 and is ready to play. Until then, we do recommend practice mode because it is a great way to get accustomed to the class and understand its basic mechanics. Okay, basically we ran a bunch of stats on an Excel doc looking at the popular decks posted on Wowhead. You can download it on the link you'll find in the notes if you're curious enough to understand how we came up with what we believe are pretty solid conclusions. All we offer here is which cards are preferred early on and which ones are systematically dismissed. Today I'm presenting the basic Druid deck. Instead of proceeding and explaining the deck with class cards first and neutral cards next, I think it makes more sense in this context to present my cards by degree of popularity. So here it is. Our number one card, the one that seems to be systematically placed in a basic Druid deck, is without a question Sen'jin Shieldmasta. That's a solid 4 mana taunt card, meaning your adversary will, at least most of the time, darn those rogues, have to take down this card before doing any damage to your character or any other minion on the board. Put 2 of those in your deck. If Sen'jin Shieldmasta is the only taunt card in the basic deck, that's because of the class card that no self-respecting druid ever emits, Mark of the Wild. This card will allow you to apply the taunt effect to any other minion and give it a very beneficial +2 to both DPS and armor. Great card and an absolute must-have. Put 2 of those in your deck. Next we have 4 class cards: Claw, Swipe, Starfire, and Innervate. With Mark of the Wild, these make for the bread and butter of a strong basic deck because they provide plenty of ammo to deal with the threats, which in turn allows you to keep control of the board. Put 2 of each in your deck. On a side note, you may notice that I didn't use the class cards that restore your health, which can seem beneficial at first. The fact is, you can build a strong deck with those, but not if you don't have the more advanced cards. These have stats that make up for having less minions in your hands. Include those now, and it will be at a DPS cost, and you might end up feeling unable to deal with the threats. Next is the Novice Engineer, a neutral card. Put 2 of those in your deck. You see those even in the most advanced decks, just because they allow you to go through the deck quickly and increase the number of options available to you. That's what we call card advantage. It's most important to understand its value, because a foe with lots of cards will most often beat you shameless. Stormwind Champion is the 7 mana card that is most popular as well, because it's a strong card and will help you dominate the board thanks to its AoE effect. +1 may not seem like much at first, but when you have 5 to 6 minions on your board, and you will with this deck, it's a very helpful boost to your plays. It certainly beats the Boulder Fist Ogre in that respect. Put 2 of those in your deck. Acidic Swamp Ooze is a card you'll see in almost all types of decks, basic to advanced. Don't ask. Put 2 of those in your deck and move on. Shattered Sun Cleric is also a very popular neutral card. Put 2 of those in your deck. Put 2 Razorfen Hunters as well, and 2 Voodoo Doctors. Cheap minions are important because that's what gets you to the end game. The rest is optional. We personally recommend one more class card that you only put in your deck once. Savage Roar. This card will buff all your minions on your board and can make you mighty instantly. The downside is that this card is beneficial only on certain occasions, and you generally want to minimize these type of cards in your decks early on. I also recommend 2 Darkscale Healers, which are very popular. They regenerate the health of all minions on your board, and they combine nicely with Mark of the Wild because they already have good armor and DPS. Chillwind Yetis and Oasis Snapjaws are also popular, but I recommend replacing these with Harvest Golem and Silverhand Knight once you get them. The summoning effect on these is nice, especially because druids like to buff. That's it for my introduction to the basic Druid deck. Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to download the Excel file and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit like, and see you next time for an introduction to the basic warrior deck. Put it in your deck.